Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Michelle Ochoa, here with Divinely Genuine 32 on the Instagram, Divinely Genuine on Facebook and YouTube. And I offer tarot readings, oracle readings. I'm a projector in human design, so I'm able to guide you on a very deep level. Naturally empathic. As a child, I would categorize people's birthdays and their sun signs. I would like categorize them in my brain, like, oh, they're a Cancer sun sign. Boop, boop, boop. Put it in like a little box in my brain. And so I do offer astrology readings and that sort of thing. I do basic astrology, a lot of like the elemental astrology. It'll blow your mind. But, you know, there are amazing astrologers that can see way more than I can, and I recommend High Vibe TV. And anyway, in this video, I would like to read a little bit of Merlyn. My friend let me borrow this book. And it's a study in Druid magic and lore. And so as a Libra ascendant, we have our 2nd and 8th houses flopped, right? So with just those aspects, I believe it's very important for us to dive into magic, and especially now more than ever. Here's a little poem. Here's a little poem I wrote. Da 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 da. Don't worry. Which way does this go? Be happy. I'm a little warm right now. Let me see. I believe I have the air turned off. I am home alone. My family went to Lake Charles to gamble. And this single crazy lady who's in love with one person. It's be annoying. Yes, I'm just doing work and loving myself and enjoying alone time, because I've been like, oh my gosh, all over the streets of Southern California, fucking meeting this person and that person and this person, and it's kind of fun and it's kind of not when you're someone that just wants to do their fucking work and be in a steady, supportive mother frickin' environment. So I'm super grateful to have that here. I really am. I truly am. They're not even blood family, but have been my family since I was 4, and I can't complain about anything, you know, like they don't treat me like a certain way. I don't feel uncomfortable, so I'm really grateful. Yeah, so it's the 21 Lessons of Merlyn. So I thought in this video, we would go through, oh cool, there's like music too, very interesting, very cool, because I mean the only instrument I have right now is an electric guitar, which I prefer an acoustic, but I just like the sounds. I just like strumming the strings and not really learning the notes, but I guess if you ever really want to play, you gotta learn. Alright, so let me see if I can get to, oh, here's the poem or song. Sorry we don't have that cool of a background going on, but it's all good. I am a wind of the sea, I am a wave of the sea, I am a sound of the sea, I am a stag of 7 tines, not times, but tines. I am a hawk upon a cliff, I am a ray of the sun, I am the fairest among flowers, I am a savage boar in velour, I am a salmon in a pool, I am a lake upon a plain, I am a hill of poetry, I am a spear point in battle. I am a god who kindles fire in the head. Fucking weird. I am a god who kindles fire in the head. It's very Aries. Aries rules the head and it's fiery, ruled by Mars. Who but I can unfold the secrets of the unknown dolmen? Who but I make known the ages of the moon? Who but I can show the secret resting place of the sun? I like it. There's so many other things like this. Okay. Excuse me. So let's see when this baby was written. The complete course in authentic Celtic Druidism. You will learn practical founding principles of authentic Druidism. I don't even know what that means. Apparently it means like magic. Let's see what it means. Druidism. Hello. Hello, love. Love the phone too. Hope you guys are having an exciting Friday night, June 4th. Okay, so let's look up Druidism. Something to do Druidism. Something to do with magic. You will learn practical founding principles of authentic Druidism. You will receive clear and detailed instruction to Druid rituals, only mentioned elsewhere in Celtic lore. You will experience authentic Druidism based upon history rather than fantasy. I like it. I like it. And that's what's cool about astrology. We can roll back time and really look at history and really be able to prepare and interpret like based off of past events, you know. Okay. I did not say Druidery. Motherfucker. Oh wait. Druidery, sometimes termed Druidism, okay, is a modern spiritual or religious movement that generally promotes harmony, connection, and reverence for the natural world. Cool. This is commonly extended to include respect for all beings, including the environment itself. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. Except, you know what I'm not down with? I'll show you. They're like all in white. Like, it's still like this religious type stuff. Like, I have nothing against the color white, but like, let's all wear this color. Let's all say these things. Da 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 da. Like, come on, it doesn't have to be that way, dudes. Dudes. Alright, well, what I would like to do is make this something where we can read this together and prologue. And so I'd like to start in the beginning. And I have no idea what to expect. I haven't really even looked at it. I didn't do much preparing. Okay, number 1. A boy born to magic. Okay. I think I should just sit you guys right here in my lap. Like my little baby I'm reading to. Well, I was like thinking I can sit you guys here and then you can also see the book. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of, sort of. If there was something right here, you know? Let's see. Maybe just like this. Am I that party? Am I that party? A boy to magic. The boyhood of author, the madness of Merlyn. Look, a golden-haired boy running through a deep golden pool of sunlight falling into the trees in the deep of the wild green wood. Arthur running through the golden and the green, his golden hair, his green tunic. Sometimes you seem mad, or a fool, or a boy like me. That's by Robert Nye. I wonder if that's who wrote this. It just says Monroe. A boy to magic born. A true magician is brought forth as such from his mother's womb. Others who assume the function will be unhappy. Young Arthur looked down into the sea. From his perch high above the grassy crags of Tingle-gel, he could watch the ocean waves breaking the back and forth over the sharp borderline of rocks. Far below, Arthur was forever watching things, full of wonder at the world around him. Sitting high atop the bluffs, trying to have some camera flow themselves. Sitting high atop the bluffs, he would study how the tide changed color with the sun, or how the seagulls danced through the windy clouds far above his head. All these things Arthur drank in, always thirsty for something new or fantastic. Morning Mass had ended, and the brothers of Saint Brychon were silently attending to their elderly chores. Being just 8 years old, Arthur's duties were small. 5 times each day at the sound of the church bell, he would squeeze into an abbey robe and take his place as altar boy beside the abbot. In reality, Arthur found nothing but boredom in performing his task, except when the somber duty. Nothing but boredom at church, children? No. Let's see. I need to turn the page. I'll go back over here, keep you entertained. Was lightened by exchanging funny faces or odd grimaces with his friend Illithid behind the backs of the attendant brethren. Seldom were they ever caught at this heresy, although it only heightened their glee on those occasions when they were. Then after the altar robes had been neatly replaced on their pegs, Arthur was free again, for a while to roam the fields in search of adventure, and on that day he was not to be disappointed. Arthur set off down the well-worn path to the orchids. As usual, he wished that Illitude had been able to come with him, but being 2 years his elder, the brethren kept busy with schooling in letters and numbers. It seemed that Illitude was never free. I'm thirsty. I feel like I should hang it. I feel like I should hang this right here. Right here. Or I can just like. There's a door in the background. Anywho. It was early summer and swarms of bees circled around blooming apple trees. As one small boy kicked along a dusty road toward the woods, Arthur loved the flowers of summer. and he would make a game of collecting as many different colors as he could find. The reds, blues, and yellows were always somewhere close by, but the apple tree, pink, which filled the trees that day, was a special and rare prize for him. Later on, he would return to the monastery and present his collection to Brother Victor for inspection, after which he would receive the same old, "That's nice, bear cub," and his hand-wrought treasures would again he left to wither and die. This usually made Arthur sad, but on that day sadness was just not in the air. As he listened to the sound of the sea in the distance and the gull cries further on down the path, his most secret desire began to surface within him. Once again, more than anything, Arthur wanted to discover a way down the steep slopes to the unexplored shores below. The boy had always wondered exactly what lay below on those sandy grounds where the land battled endlessly against the sea with such bravery. It seemed that there must be some kind of treasure down there. For the water to attack the land so violently, every day without cease, from time to time, men did journey down to walk along Tintagel's shoreline, an event that Arthur never missed. But whenever he had begged to go, there was always the same old, "Perhaps when you're older and bigger." Arthur was impatient and tired of waiting to grow older and bigger, but the fact was that try as he might, no passage down the slopes, save the guarded bridge, was to be found. Arthur also loved the small woods which he grew at the very edge of the settlement. Cool and green, he would spend most of the long summer afternoons within its depths. And since that particular day was fast becoming hot, Arthur wound his way through the trees to a small spring, where he sat on a mossy rock and began rolling up his trousers to wade. Suddenly he spotted something so strange that he froze into position. Then about 10 yards downstream was a huge black bird perched calmly on a neighboring rock and eyeing the boy intently. Never had Arthur seen such a creature on Tintagel. The bird drank deeply from the stream and then began to make an unusual series of clicking sounds before flying off finally to a nearby tree branch some 100 feet away. Only a simple pitch-black feather remained, spiraling downward in the breeze. Pulling himself slowly into an upright position, Arthur found the feather and tucked away into a pocket. Glancing about to locate the mysterious visitor, he heard a shrill burst of laughter echoing from a large pine tree straight ahead. Quickly, Arthur spun around and just in time to catch a black flurry of movement settle into a mighty oak further on down the path. "A bird that laughs," he shrilled in delight, while scrambling back onto the path and running with all his might towards the oak, thinking to himself over and over again, "Come on, be there. Please be there." The big bird was there, but flew again to another tree, still further down the path. This game of cat and mouse continued for a good while, until Arthur could run no longer and fell gasping into a mound of bluegrass nearby. Then he lay looking into the sky until his eyes happened upon a hawthorn bush across the field, where he sat the bird cackling quietly to himself. Rising up on all fours, Arthur stalked noiselessly toward the bush as he had seen cats do. And this time, to his surprise, the bird made no sign of flying away, just flapped and chattered, as if amused by the whole thing. Eventually, Arthur was so close that he reached out and brushed his fingers across the silky feathers. The bird bowed low so that its neck might be scratched before gliding off over the daisy-covered field and into a small clearing amongst a grove of ancient oaks. With renewed interest in the game, Arthur ran quickly to the clearing, where for a renewed interest in the game, Arthur ran quickly to the clearing where, for a second time that day, he stopped dead in his tracks. The giant bird was there, all right, perched on the shoulder of a tall man in blue, leaning against a tree and smoking in a long pipe. Seldom had Arthur seen outsiders on Tintagel, and never anyone wandering unescorted through the woods. The man did not move, but held the boy long in his gaze as the bird paced to and fro across his shoulders. "Come here, little friend," he said, at length between puffs, and do not be afraid of me. I have traveled a long distance to meet with you, and I bring with me 1,000 mysteries." The man's voice was full of kindness, and dispelled at once any fear that might have been Arthur's mind. He sat down under a tree and began to put away his pipe as the boy approached. "My name is Arthur." "Yes, I know," responded the man with a smile. "And men often call me Merlin of Iona, since I come from the magical island far to the north." Arthur's eyes widened a bit. "What about the black bird on your shoulder?" he asked, taking a seat in the silky grass beside the stranger. "Does it belong to you?" "Mine, no," the man retorted with a long laugh, "for it might well be that my crafty friend here owns me. With that, the bird flew on to a nearby stump and began to preen his feathers in the sun. "Why? Are you fond of him?" "Very much," Arthur exclaimed, "for never have I seen such a magnificent bird. Does he bear a name?" "He does indeed," said Merlin. I'll put you here now. "He does indeed," said Merlin. "And an ancient and powerful name at that. He is called Solomon the Wise, and travels sometimes with me." Stretch. "With my mission, when my mission is important enough, that is," he added with emphasis in Arthur's direction. The boy studied the man carefully. for a moment. "What brought you so far to see me?" he finally asked, staring over at the long wooden box with Merlyn carried strapped to his back. "Do you bring me some gift?" he tacked on, not bothering to conceal the rather selfish interest in his voice. "Young man, I bring you many gifts," Merlyn stated flatly. "But they are unlike any which you have received before." Interest peaked. What do you say? Hope you guys are keeping up okay. It's not much longer, actually. Let's see. "First of all, I am here to offer you the gift of friendship. And secondly," his words broke off slowly as he reached into his pocket and pulled out something held tightly in his hand. Merlyn raised his fist into the air and grinned. As the boy's eyes became wide as saucers, "Here I have something that you might like. Well, but to get to you, that you might like well, but to get it to you must earn it. But to get it, you must earn it. Just guess for me what I hold in this hand, and it is yours." Arthur was silent for a moment, both puzzled and intrigued at this strange game. "How can I possibly guess?" "Look, Merlyn, when you have given me no..." He stopped when he noticed the man looking at him with great intensity. "A blue stone, I think," Arthur answered timidly, returning the gaze. "But I am probably wrong." A broad smile beamed across Merlyn's face, a smile of both pleasure and relief. "Thank the gods," he intoned loudly. As Solomon flew over to join them once more, the fist opened, and sure enough, there lay a small bluish pebble. "In the future, you must learn to have more faith," he added, nothing the twin look of surprise and disappointment on Arthur's face at the apparent insignificance of his gift. "I thank you, Lord Merlyn," said the boy in a reserved voice as he reached out his hand in acceptance, but the overtones of insincerity could not be missed. "I believe that you truly underestimate the worth of this present," said Merlyn quietly, "for it is a magical thing, capable of many wonders. Do not judge merit by size or shape, but instead by what it represents." Arthur appeared confused. "I could not help but notice the cross symbol which you wear around your neck. Young man, can you..." Oh my God. Sorry. Okay. "I thank you, Lord Merlyn," said the boy in a reserved voice as he reached out his hand in acceptance. Da-da-da, da-da-da. "I could not help but notice the cross symbol which you wear around your neck. Young man, can you tell me why you wear it?" The boy thought for a moment, Because I am told that this sign will tell others that I follow the ways of the Christ. But does it carry any power within itself? Merlin insisted. In response, slowly Arthur nodded no. Well then, he continued, might not this blue pebble also be a symbol of importance to some other kind of being? Remember this, boy, that our world is home to more creatures than you have seen from these tiny fields and skies. At once Arthur perked up. But I know the lairs and nests of all the animals in these woods, he said proudly. I'm certain that you do, replied Merlin with a smile. But some kinds of beings cannot be seen even with your sharp eyes, nor can they be stalked or haunted by common man. To find them, you must first learn to see beyond your physical world into the other world, realms where they dwell. You must learn to see not only with your eyes, but with your spirit as well. For this is my way, the way of the Druids. Then for the first time since their meeting, a cloud of fear drifted through Arthur's mind. Many were the dreadful tales of Druid folk and devils which he had overheard spoken in whispered voices late at night by his brothers. But they seemed so unlike the wondrous words of Merlin, and the fears soon dissolved into nothingness. The blue stone will make it possible for you to learn such things. As I have spoken, the man continued, it is a key, a tool to use when you desire to gain knowledge not of this world. But how, Arthur asked, a pebble is such a common thing? It's not a stone. Is not a stone merely a stone? Merlin took out his pipe again and began to fill it with birch leaves from a nearby tree. Ah, my young friend, you have much to learn, and the Druid fondly, said the Druid fondly. A chip of flint suddenly brought the pipe to life. And you remind me so of your father. Arthur sat bolt upright. You knew my father? He cried in astonishment. You must tell me of him, please. The brothers here told me that both my parents were unknown. Suddenly, realizing that he had spoken without thought, Merlin made a quick attempt to evade the subject. There will be future time to speak of many things, he said curtly, but now my time here is past. I have come to teach you a new way of thinking in preparation for the day when your thoughts will mean much to many. Think upon the words that have passed between us this day, and when you are ready, return this old oak tree and let fall your blue stones over the edge. Only then will I come. So you see, is your common pebble. So you see, if your common pebble has the power to summon me by its presence below, is it not then a magical thing after all? But where will you go? Asked Arthur, too concerned at losing a friend to bother with the magical part. If you return with me, my brothers will surely feast. Thank you, my boy, Merlin said warmly, but that would be impossible. I am afraid that your keepers would not feel any too comfortable with me around, for I am the old religion, and many have not yet learned what we Druids have long known, and the one God had many faces. Arthur did not pretend to understand these words, but did sense something in them nonetheless. But I will see you again, he pressed. Merlin paused, then bent down face to face. Never doubt that you will, little one, for our friendship has been ordained by the stars of destiny since the world emerged from Anwen. Never doubt it. I won't, said Arthur. But with this, the druid walked quickly toward the edge of the bluff and disappeared behind the oak. Arthur ran to the tree and walked around it many times in amazement. He wondered if there really might be a secret passage to the shore after all, but could still find none. With a long burst, it's a nice little hawk on there. I don't know if it's a hawk. Hey, Sebastian, come up that way. No. What's the matter? You can come up here. Come on. You want me to move this? Come on. Yeah, you want to say hi? Oh, he's a baby. Say hello. All right, let me finish up. Finish up. With a long burst of laughter, the Solomon flew from his porch and disappeared next over the edge. At that very moment, Arthur heard the clear tones of the church bell ringing across the meadows. He was already late for afternoon mass. As if caught between two worlds, he raced back down the dusty path and into the chapel. But never once during that long service. It's weird. It's weird to read this stuff. If you think of like past life stuff, it's really fucking weird to read this stuff. Anyway, our souls are interesting. He raced back down the dusty path and into the chapel, but never once during the long service was his mind really there. As if his inner self had somehow been changed by Merlin's visit, awakened by some ancient magic. That night the moon shone brightly through the window as Arthur lay awake, lost in thought. Clutched tightly in his hand was Merlin's small gift, while on the wall over his bed was tacked the single black feather. These two relics were of great importance to Arthur, for they alone told him with any certainty that his special day had been more than just a dream, more than just the longings of me, the longings of one small boy. But he would know for sure soon enough, at the first signs of daybreak, he would return to that oak and throw his stone. Then he would know for sure, that Merlin had spoken the truth. Please, God, Arthur whispered. Please let it be so. Then at last he fell into a deep sleep, dreaming of stones and druids and great black birds in the sky. but most of all dreaming of the words that Merlin had spoken from within a dream of his own. And you remind me so of your father. What a magical experience for him. So I'm confused. I just want to see. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So it says number 1, a boy born to magic, but then it says, what is this? Like 1, the rites of assumption. Like I'm just trying to get to the 21 lessons, man. But anyway, that's what I'll leave you with today. And I don't know how often I'll do it. I'm not a very, I go with the flow very much so. And so possibly tomorrow night, maybe later tonight. But thanks for tuning in. And again, we're going over Merlin, a study in Druid magic and lore, the 21 lessons. So this first one was about Arthur and him learning that Merlin knew his father and giving him a lucky blue stone. And so we'll continue on. See you soon.